Hey, Mortgage Coach community, Dave Savage, and today I am interviewing Nicole Francis. What's up, Nicole?
Hey, Dave. Nice to see you. Thanks for having me today. And hello to everybody else.
Good. Well, you are talking to the whole Mortgage Coach community, and you have an awesome story that I think will inspire a lot of people to be more mobile and to live bigger. So Nicole is from Lake Tahoe, so she does loans and lives in Lake Tahoe. She also lives in Southern California, Marina del Rey. Did I get it right?
Marina del Rey, exactly. Yep, down near Venice, in case folks don't know where Marina del Rey is. Yeah.
Beautiful place, amazing places, two amazing places on the map. And she's on pace for doing 50 million in volume. And she has a great lifestyle and does the mortgage business right. And of course, I'm interviewing you because you use Mortgage Coach a lot and you do it really well. So looking forward to talking about that.
Thank you. Thank you. I love Mortgage Coach. I've been in the business for a while now, and I feel like I'm a late bloomer in terms of production and really hitting my stride. But I've always used Mortgage Coach from the very beginning. My father-in-law used it, and I just can't thank you enough for the technology. I honestly don't know if I could do the business without it. I know that sounds crazy, but it's so fast for me, and it just organizes what I'm talking to people about in such a nice, clean, pretty format that is very, very helpful. So thank you for that.
Hey, no problem. And thank you to your father-in-law that when you got in the mortgage business, he put you on the Mortgage Coach team. Big thank you to him for both of us, right?
Yeah, I'll let him know to watch this.
Yeah, exactly. And thank you. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about workflow, because you're finding more and more the referral-based local loan officer needs to use technology. They need to upgrade the experience that they're giving to consumers because they expect, they're home buyers. They expect a Zillow/Redfin experience. And so you've got to upgrade it. So walk us through how you use Mortgage Coach in your mortgage practice. I know you have a unique workflow because you use mobile so much. And then let's talk about the consumer experience.
So for me, as I mentioned before, I pretty much do it on every transaction, and I surprise myself if I haven't done one yet. So it's when I'm having the initial discussion with somebody, it's usually my go-to to try to figure out, for them, what really makes the most sense. Because I literally go back and forth between two locations, and I also travel a lot. I mean, I'm on pace to be out of the country for about 6 weeks out of the year. So having the ability to use this technology on the fly and, be out on the lake. And I mean, RPM Lend US technology is amazing too. I'm going to give them kudos for that. I can do a Mortgage Coach analysis and write a pre-approval. And sometimes I actually think the mobile technology is easier to use than sitting behind a desk. So it really, really works well for me in that I like to be on the go. I like to be in front of people, out on appointments and meetings. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. For me, it really supports my lifestyle. And I'm truly very blessed to be in two beautiful locations in California.
Yeah, and doing a lot of loans, helping a lot of people. So I know, one of the things that I think distinguishes just, how you do a hopes and dreams conversation and then how you transition that into mortgage options. So walk people through that and then we'll get into the consumer experience.
Yeah, so when I'm working with somebody, it's my goal to be with that client for life. And proudly, I can say I do go after referral business, and my referral partners appreciate this technology as well. But last year when I looked at where a large source of my business came from, it was from my database, and it was from those past clients. And I can look over the years, like how many Mortgage Coach analysis I've done for each person. But when somebody comes to me, I want to get to know them personally, but I really want to get aligned with what are their goals. Are they, going to be buying more than 1 to 2 to 3 houses? Like, how do we structure their loan, and what is the short and long-term outlook? So one of the features that I really appreciate in Mortgage Coach is just changing the number of years that a mortgage works against the other one. So you can see, what the recuperation time frame might be for somebody to, pay a higher rate or pay a lower interest rate. And then also, does it make sense for them to be in a 30 versus a 7? And so I really structure the analysis very specifically tailored to what that conversation is with the client. And I found that they really appreciate that because these are all questions that people sometimes don't even know that they have, but after having this conversation and reflecting back to them, the way that these vehicles work, it's really clean, it's really simple, it's very easy for people to grasp onto, and I find that they really appreciate that.
Got it. And by the way, folks, I want you to hear that she is focusing on what are the goals and dreams of that client, and then providing mortgage options that align with that. And so, that concept of just, hey, I'm here to get a transaction for you, provide a good faith estimate, here's a loan quote with your closing costs, that is not going to get you into the future. I mean, if you want to, be a referral-based local loan officer with a thriving career, you need to get better and better at being an advisor, understanding hopes, dreams, and goals, and then delivering mortgage options that align with those hopes, dreams, and goals, and doing it in a way that's using technology. So walk us through, your scripting with the customer. So you had this hopes and dreams conversation, you put together these options. What do you call it that you're giving the borrower? Do you call it a total cost analysis? What do you call it, and what does that sound like?
When I tell somebody, when I'm walking them through the experience, I always kind of go through what does the pre-approval process look like, if it's a purchase, for example. And so I'm going to take them through all of the steps. And what I say is that in exchange for them sharing information with me, that I am going to take time to do a very thorough, detailed analysis that is going to show them exactly how the math works out for them and explain that the numbers don't lie. So, and I give a timeline that they'll get that to me within, 24 to 48 hours of me receiving their documentation, let's say for pre-approval. And then I say, I'm going to schedule a time to call and go over it with you. And I walk them through the analysis, basically start to finish. And first of all, the analysis, it looks amazing and it takes, 5 seconds to do. It's really, you can be so fast with it. But secondly, they're so appreciative because it also gives you, the presentation is very professional and they really appreciate me taking through all the steps. We focus on the summary section. We look at the more info buttons where you can get really granular with all of the details, including closing costs. And, we just take it step by step, and it really depends on, I'd love to say it's like one script for one client and one person, but I'm just way more free flowing than that. And so it's quite organic from what they've told me before.
Yeah. But my takeaway for everybody is that it's tailored, so it's like, I listened to you and now I'm going to get this detailed, thorough analysis that's going to help you pick the right loan and achieve the goals that you told me about. So, I mean, you're aligning it. So when they get it, they're excited. Like it's a reason to do business to get this analysis from you. What about, you were going to say something?
Well, also like I'm thinking of a woman that I sent one to last night, and she's not really sure. Like she knows what she has to work with and kind of gave me her target. So we were able to, she's not sure if she wants a single family, a duplex, a triplex. Of course, there's different loan limits within the county. And so we use the analysis for her to just give her an idea of, what potential, options could be there for her when she's out shopping for a home. So sometimes we're using it to back in to the equation to help people actually figure out what they want, because sometimes people don't know. So it's not only trying to align them with their goals, but it's also to help them decide what those goals are. So that's, the other approach that I take with it.
Love it. Love it. And in today's market, price compression is a big issue. Rate shopping is happening right and left. I was talking to Hunter Markowitz with your company. Him and I are actually doing a call next week where we're going to talk about how to reduce rate shopping and how to win with rate shoppers. how do you feel Mortgage Coach helps you in this, you know? And I don't think it's just like a storm. I think this is the new normal, that, you know, it's never been easier for people to rate shop. They're going to do it because they have it on their mobile devices. How does Mortgage Coach help you, you know, still win the business? You know, if you could just speak to that.
Well, I wouldn't believe that Hunter gets rate shopped, so I'm interested to watch his interview. But, you know, in terms of my own business and my own experience with it, you know, we've always been rate shopped. We will always get rate shopped. We're always going to lose business. And it really just is about working with the client that really appreciates, you know, the service that you're providing. So I'm always going to start with service first, but, you know, there's a woman that because we are a mortgage bank, we have so many different products that we can help place somebody with. So an analysis that I did the other day with a client, we were selling them on a bank statement loan because they were self-employed. They weren't able to actually really qualify. And she wanted to wait until she could get her taxes filed and wait until next year. So in this, because she thought that the, you know, bank statement pricing was too high, but we did an analysis for her and we showed her how, you know, because she's self-employed, her actually filing income taxes to show greater income was going to be more cost prohibitive and waiting, because we don't know what values are going to be and such. That was going to be more cost prohibitive than her actually just taking a higher interest rate now and having a write-off. So we flipped it completely around using Mortgage Coach on a very, you know, a higher interest rate type product. And this really made sense for her. And, you know, thinking it all the way through and looking at the whole big picture. I mean, that's one of the ways that we were able to get around rates for her. You know, it's not a one size fits all business that we're in, and we're not going to mesh with every single client. Some clients just want to work with you and they don't really care if they're going to pay a little bit more. I always leave the door open if, you know, we're just too far apart. But, you know, of course, my message to people is always that we are going to execute, that not always the lowest interest rate loan is the best for the client. And so I'm going to use Mortgage Coach for that. And that we're really going to, you know, get their deal closed and get them into the home, and that there's going to be opportunity to refinance in the future, because there always is.
Yeah, no, well, I love the story you told for a couple of reasons. Just because, you know, let's face it, Amazon mortgages coming, technology companies that do mortgages, you know, one, they're here and they're growing. But if you're a referral-based local loan officer and your advice really has tangible value, you're going to be great. And that, you know, that's an example where it's kind of a non-QM hybrid loan. You were able to say, hey, what's the cost of waiting? You know, which, by the way, that's another thing that comes up all the time, is whether it's a first-time home buyer saying, hey, should I wait till next year? Should I wait 6 months? You know, let's face it, all these other lenders and most of your competition isn't competent in having that conversation. You know, you're unique. By the way, would you mind sharing me a link to, you know, obviously I don't want that woman's private information, but it would be great to have that example. Would you mind sharing an example of a TCA? Because I'll put a link down below. You guys are watching this on YouTube. There'll be a link below. So one more question before we wrap this up. And by the way, if you're getting value from this and you're getting takeaways, please like it. Please share it with your mortgage friends. But how do you integrate the fact that you use this total cost analysis and you have this next level way of presenting as a value prop to your partners and your realtors? Because one thing that distinguishes you is that you get a lot of shares. Like I noticed, you know, compared to other loan officers, you're in the top 10%, that when you send a link, it's getting viewed. You know, they're sharing it with their other family members. I assume your realtor partners, you know, are in the loop. So walk us through how you're, you know, socializing it and leveraging it with partners.
So if a partner, there's a feature, which I think is a beautiful feature, that says referred by when you're doing the intake on the customer details. And so if you use that link, then the partner, when the Mortgage Coach analysis is viewed, then they're also notified. It's my understanding that they're also notified. So that could be one way. Yeah. Is that,
right.
is that?
Do you fill out that
Okay,
feature?
so,
Is that a feature that you fill
yes,
out?
sometimes I do. I don't want to bombard an agent with getting, you know, too many notifications, but if it is a talking point, especially when I first sit down and I have a new relationship. If I'm sitting down for coffee or lunch or having a new referral partner meeting, I'm going to absolutely show them, you know, this is the analysis that all your clients get. It's so meaningful and it's so impactful. So definitely I share 100% when I'm just getting started with a new agent. And then if they want me to send them a link when they're asking me for, because they might be out shopping for a home. So if they're asking me for a client's payment breakdown, I'm actually going to send them a mortgage coach analysis. I just started doing that rather than just giving them a payment and an interest rate and throwing out the number. They're actually going to get that mortgage coach analysis from me also, so they can see, you know, what their clients are seeing. And sometimes I'll just send it directly to them. So I for sure use it as a sales feature. And agents, you know, some care, some don't, but you know, the ones that do really, really like it. And you were talking just a minute ago about first-time home buyers, and I was working with this couple, very sweet couple, and it took us a long time for them to find something, but they were addicted to their mortgage coach analysis link. And I had to send this to them over and over and over. So I think because it's so second nature, I don't think about it very often, but it's such a huge piece of my business. So thank you for creating the technology.
Yeah, no, again, it's an honor. And thanks for taking time to tell your story, share some strategies, some scripts. How long, you mentioned you do it pretty quick, knowing that you do it so much with your mobile device. Is it 5 minutes or less for you to create a total cost analysis, or about how much time does it take you?
I mean, first of all, there's template features within the software that you can set up to make it faster. I'm, like I said, I want everything to be specific to that client. So I may, you know, and I'm in 2 markets, so I may play around with the details a little bit more. But for me, it's not even 5 minutes. It's probably 2 to 3 minutes, to be honest with you. And it just blows people away. And it's really easy.
Yeah, well, you've done it hundreds of times. So by the way, I hope a takeaway for anyone watching this, that concept that, it takes too much time or it slows me down. No, it actually makes your job easier, faster.
Yeah.
And it makes you more money. Like, you may have a great loan process, but you can't have an optimized process without a total cost analysis. So Nicole, thank you very much. Any parting words or comments for the community before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been an interesting year. And so I personally, it feels like there's so much opportunity out there right now. And just even in me having this conversation, it made me think about more ways that I could use Mortgage Coach effectively to share with my referral partners and clients. And so this was a good reminder for me to use it more, to incorporate video. And I just think we have an incredible opportunity right now. So I encourage everybody, if you're not using it, to adopt the technology. You won't be sorry, and people are going to love it. So thank you.
All right. So by the way, down below, if you are not a Mortgage Coach member, there'll be a link down below to sign up for a demo. Hopefully you're getting value. Again, like it, share it. And Nicole, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.